this is what we got done so far. I got a lot of parts out of there. So I went ahead and decided to start on the passenger side first. I figured do the side that's going to give me the most headaches, and you know what, it's living up to that. See these bolts that go into through the exhaust manifold that hold it? Some of them, like this one, have a extra stud on it to hold the bracket. The problem I'm having now is the one I'm trying to get out has the bracket for the dipstick tube on it. And this nut isn't loosening up, the whole thing is coming out. So what's happening is the dipstick tube is wrapping its way around the freaking bracket, and I'm not being able to get the dang, I can't even get the socket on it right now. As soon as I started loosening it, the bracket bent up and it pushed everything off, and I don't even know how to do that without freaking breaking the dang dipstick tube. Dipstick tube, yeah. Oh my god, sometimes I wonder why I get myself in these situations to even mess with damn things. But I think I'm going to take a break, eat some lunch, and then try to come back at this. I got some PV Blaster soaking on it. Maybe it'll bust free. It's too big for me to get a dang air tool in there, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. This damn bracket just keeps wrapping itself around the bolt. Alright, we'll come back to this. It's been all day battling just this one side. Just this one side. Let's see if we can't get this thing out of here. Oh my god, it's been a day-long battle with this damn thing. And of course, it doesn't want to get up out of the damn fight. Damn it. I'm tired of this. Here we go. Oh my god. So here is factory manifold. Holy crap. Damn, this thing put up a fight. Shit. Well, here you go. As you can see, you can definitely see a lot more of the valve cover on this side. Here is everything. There's the dipstick that gave me the hardest time. I'm not sure if you can pick up. It's kind of hard to see. It's down there next to the spark plug wire. That bracket that's mangled and now broke. Yeah, this side is not fun at all, and I'm really debating whether I want to go ahead and put on the headers just to have to undo them again. Cause look at all those head bolts I have to get at too to take these heads off. Oh boy. We got some thinking to do. I might not be putting these headers on just to try it out. I might just wait till I get the whole engine done. Let you know in the morning. Oh man, gotta have it. It's the only enjoyment I'm having right now. It's a little update on the Camaro. I went to put the passenger side header on, and I'm running into a little problem with it not fitting. I'm not sure how well this will show up because it's kind of shiny. But I kind of nicked and scratched that beautiful ceramic coat, and I'm not too happy about that at all. I've started researching a little bit on the forums and found out that a lot of people end up having to undo the motor mount and lift the engine up somewhat to give them enough clearance. It's not something I was really looking to do or expected. That's why I went with the shorty headers. I figured it'd be easier to fit in and out. Plus, I mean, another reason was for ground clearance. I know full-length headers will definitely scrape for the most part, and I didn't want to go that route either. So, that being said, I am not going to put the headers on, go through all this undoing motor mounts and things like that, put these headers on just to take them right back off when my heads come in and all that. So, sorry. It's kind of that update with that. Other problem I'm having is that my driver's side manifold is stuck. I have one bolt that just refuses to give, and I'm not really sure what to do with it. My main problem is these brackets here that they put in to hold the bolts. See these two tabs? What they do is, once you put the bolt in, they bend the tabs up, and it in effect acts like a lock washer or thread locker and keeps the bolt from working out, which in one respect is kind of good. These bolts weren't in there very tight at all, so none of them broke. They came out fairly easily. But the problem I'm having is the placement of this on the driver's side is giving me major headaches. See, it's this one right here. It's this second bolt in The outside one came out pretty easy, but my problem is, see how these are up high? Makes it kind of easy. This being recessed, there's so much material around here, it's blocking my access to get in there to bend the tab up. So I'm really not sure how I'm going to handle this. I've ended up just cutting my hands all kind of up, trying to get in there to figure this out. So I figure I got a couple options. The first one, I'm going to try heating it up. I'm going to get in with a torch, get it really hot, and see if maybe making it soft, it'll bend. It'll maybe make it more pliable and easier to move. Two, I can try to go in there with like a Dremel or something and try to grind down that nut and see if that doesn't work. Or three, the worst option is pulling the entire engine out. As you know, that's not a one-person job. You really need somebody watching, making sure there's nothing snagged, wires that you've missed or anything like that. You really need a second set of eyes and hands to help move the engine out. Plus the hood has to come off. I don't have a cherry picker and I don't have an engine stand. My dad might. I know he has a cherry picker. I don't know if he has an engine stand. And then I'd probably need him to come down and help. And like I said, I really don't want to go that route. So I'm just having the hardest time, and unfortunately now that means that this car is stuck in the middle of my garage. My poor 50 is stuck outside, and this changes the way I'm going to do everything, because now I'm just going to go ahead and if I don't pull the engine out and I get this exhaust manifold off, I'm going to start just getting everything off the top of the engine, the intake manifold, the heads, and wait for my products to arrive. This guy custom makes them, so he said it would be like 2 weeks for him to make my intake and get it shipped out. So he's given me the intake and the heads. So the only thing I lack now would be a timing chain. I figure it's good. If I'm in there, I may as well replace it. I don't know sure how good the chains are in here. I know my friend had a 77 Impala. I know it's not the same thing. It wasn't a performance engine. I remember him having a problem with like the gears just coming apart because they were using like a cheaper like aluminum. And I don't know what they did in these cars, but I may as well just order one. Then I just need a cam, lifters, push rods, and rocker arms, and then I'm set. I have everything else. I got in the adapter harness to put in the 3-wire O2 sensor, which I mentioned before, kind of necessity when you run headers so the O2 sensor reads right. I have the new bolts for the heads, new head bolts. I have those in, and kind of important as well, I have the full gasket set. I could rebuild the entire engine with all the gaskets that are in here. So it's all the important stuff that I need: the distributor gasket, the intake gasket, head gaskets, intake manifold or timing chain cover gasket, the ring for the harmonic balancer, and it doesn't hurt to always have extra gaskets. I did notice like the bolt for the drain plug is leaking, and it actually says it has a drain plug O-ring or whatever on there too. So hey, great. Now I don't have to order a new bolt for the drain pan. So I guess it doesn't hurt to have the extra. It was cheaper to actually order that entire kit than it was just to order like head gaskets, then timing chain gaskets. And then the only other thing I noticed when I was working on the other side is that my knock sensor, there's a plastic nipple that's supposed to be on there that holds the harness. It just dried up and disintegrated, as well as the whole pigtail. The entire harness just disintegrated, and all I have is one little tiny wire dangling. So I have a pigtail and a new O2 sensor on order as well. I might have to do like a 90-degree fitting. I saw some things online about people running into interference problems with the knock sensor hitting the headers, because the way the headers come closer to the block than the exhaust manifold. So good thing is, at least I'll be able to trial fit everything. I'll have the cylinder heads out of the car, and I'll be able to trial fit to see if I have any issues, and it'll be easy to do like a fitting at that point in time. So it's kind of like the only good thing that I have going right now. Like I said, I really just wanted to get the headers on, do the dyno, and then work on the suspension. I really just wanted to get this car lowered. I wanted to get these springs in and see the look of the car, but unfortunately I'm going to have to put that off until after I get everything done with the engine, which I really didn't want to do. I really didn't want to bring this car to an alignment shop with a cam loping and all that, and just really entice people to want to drive it. I've had these problems before. You know, if you know what you're doing, you can put it on the alignment rack, give me back my car, and we go ways. You know, like I showed you my video when I took the 17 Camaro in for the transmission flush. The mechanic gets in it. What's he do? He revs the engine up. There's no reason for that. None. He heard the Pro Charger whirling. He decided to give it a little bump. And I mean, it was just dumb. It's an automatic. Hence transmission flush. Automatic. You just put your foot on the brake. There was no reason to touch the gas pedal unless it was in drive and he was going. But that's the stupidity. I had the same problem with the GTO. When I bought it new, they lost one of the keys. I brought it in for them to program a new key to it. The mechanic's in there just revving it up. So, I mean, it's just stupid. The one thing I hate about having performance cars is that people start acting stupid when they're around them. Like I said, you don't need to drive my car to go test drive it. You want to have fun. You want to put your foot down and you want to feel how fast it is, because you get tired of doing minivans and stuff all day long. So no, I'm dreading that part. So sorry about my little gripe there, but I'm going to go get the torch, try to work on this. Hopefully before I end this video, I'll have good news. This has already been very long, so I might just end it with this. I don't know. So stay tuned. We'll see you in the next scene. I seriously need to get a hat done with my logo. Stop advertising other people. Alright, so are you ready to see the current situation with the exhaust manifold? Are you ready to see what I did? Oh yeah, baby, look at that. One Doug Shorty header in on the driver's side. Oh my. Does that not look beautiful or what? Ooh, yes. I finally got that piece to give way. Just look at that for a moment. Just take a moment and look at that. Oh, look at that. Alright, took a lot of swearing and manipulation, but I finally got that tab to break loose, and all I can tell you is get one of these yellow torches. If you're ever trying to get anything broken free from a car, get one of these. They're yellow. It says Map Pro on it. You get them any hardware store, probably even Walmart or something like that. They are far superior to the pretty wimpy blue propane torches, man. There's no comparison. I laid that torch on that thing, got that thing cherry red, just glowing hot. Got in there with the big screwdriver. I was finally able to manipulate it over a little bit because it was soft. Got it bent up. Bam, put the socket on it. Spun that thing right out. Whew, what a freaking relief. So happy, as you can tell. And the header on this side just dropped in from the top. Sweet as can be. So next I'm going to work on the passenger side. Last night I went ahead and pulled that knock sensor out of the block. Because it's in a water jacket, a bunch of antifreeze came out. So I did it last night to give it time for everything to run out of the car and get that mess cleaned up. So I might later today try to go ahead and get the header in. I also finally got the dipstick tube out. A lot of manipulation and wrangling with that thing. I went onto the 3rd gen forums and looked up some advice. Everybody just says wiggle and move it, and it'll pop free. And sure enough, it finally did. It finally broke loose. So now I have that out of the way. So here in America, I'm saying this because I have a lot of Russian subscribers and a lot of people from overseas watching now. This Thursday is an American holiday. It's Thanksgiving. On Wednesday, my dad's coming over, and Minnie Ruski, my wife's daughter, is coming over. So we're going to kind of have a full house. So I'm not going to put out a video for Wednesday. Stay tuned for Thursday. I have plenty of work to do on the car. I'm going to be doing a few things. Of course, on Thursday, I won't be doing much. I probably won't be doing much on this on Wednesday. I don't know. It depends on when everybody shows up. But I still just want to keep plugging along in this. So we're going to have plenty of content with this going on. And I still have a lot of other stuff. I still have the GTO to fix. And, you know, there's other things I'd like to do to the GTO as well in the future. So we're definitely going to always have some kind of content going. Like I said, with the holiday this week, I'm not going to put out anything Wednesday. So look for something Friday. I might have something for you. I might have this header in on the other side. My dad is going to bring his cherry picker. He's got the small fold-up one from Harbor Freight. He's going to bring and leave it here for me in case I need it. If I need to pick up this engine to get that header on the other side, I'm going to have it. So we are good to go. Everything's finally working for me. Still got a lot of parts to take off this car, so anything can happen. And you know, we're gonna start making a lot of power, so things could happen after that too. Still got plenty of room for improvement and throughout this whole chassis, suspension parts, and other things. So let's just go ahead, like, share, comment, leave a thumbs up. Help spread the word. Let's help grow this channel so we can bring you bigger, better content. Again, everybody, thank you so much for your support, man. It means a lot to me. It truly does. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hanging with me. Those of you that have been around forever, like my boy Sparty Nation, I think he said he was like my first subscriber ever, man. He's gone through a lot with me. Doesn't pop up and make a comment very often. When he does, it's pretty epic. So thank you, brother, for your support, man. Thank you, everybody, man, that's been around for a long time, and my new subscribers. It does mean a lot. We're closing in on 5,000, man. 5,000. Oh, my God. Woohoo! Man, I'm excited. That's, it just, man, as it gets bigger, just keep steamrolling, man. You have to plug it away. One of the hardest things with the car channels is keeping content going because it's expensive. It's money. You need cars. You need parts. There's a lot of people, you know, like I said before, when the Camaro first came out, they've come and gone. The SS came out. They've come and gone. There's a lot of people that aren't around anymore, man. There's a few of us, like me and my buddy Top Hat. We're still plugging along, trying to create content. So, man, support him, support me. Thanks for watching. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody here in the U.S. Even if you're a U.S. citizen abroad, you're celebrating Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.